What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club Blind. In the last episode, we had such an adorable moment with Yuri that induced all of the blushes where we fed her chocolate, and in this episode, we're going to be sharing our expertly crafted poem with all four of the club members. I think, again, we'll start with Monica and see what she has to say. It's kind of the all-around character of the crew. Hi again, Sunohara. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that, as long as it's not going bad. I appreciate the optimism. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. Day 2 and already masterpiece levels. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monica. Alright, this one's good. It feels like you're not only getting more comfortable with your style, but the imagery is better than the last one I read. Just wondering, but have you been finding inspiration in Yuri's writing style? I mean, to an extent, but at the same time, I do think this is more so just my own personal preference, I guess. I guess so. You can't deny that she's talented. Yeah, totally. I think your poems are the most romantic. That's the best way to describe it. I don't know if I'd go so far as to say they're romantic. She's like a totally different person when she picks up a pen. I noticed that too. When she's talking about literature, it's like a light turns on inside her. Sadly, it's hard to get much personal conversation out of her. Trust me, I've tried. And you seem like the socialite that would have the power to do so, too. Who knows what's going on in that, or who knows what goes on in that head of hers? I hope I don't mean that in a bad way. No, of course not. I just meant that I wish she didn't keep so much to herself. But still, defending her like that. You must be pretty into her. Finger guns. You completely misunderstood. Hey, calm down, I'm kidding. Besides, I'm pretty sure she's already got a boyfriend. Wait, really? Yeah, a fictional one anyway. That's so funny. That's so funny. Monica kind of whispers that last part to me. It's just a hunch, but, well, there's not really anything wrong with that. I feel like this is kind of like a little nod at waifu culture. Especially for a game like this. Oh, well, I know. I was just saying. But anyway. You want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. What do we got going on here? Save me. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors. Flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing a chalkboard on a turntable. Like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Whoa. That's so dark. Like, so I think the idea is that she's some sort of like file or something like that. Obviously the save me and load me are that part. Obviously talking about light here. And the different waves, you know, the colors and the red, green, and blue, you know, the primary colors of light and all that. It seems like there's just too much going on, and she's kind of yearning for a sort of simplicity in life, rather than having so many things pulling her in so many directions, and so many, like, opportunities. Probably feeling a bit overwhelmed with all the doors that are open in her life, maybe. Yet she doesn't see... She's wondering why, and, like, why she should be compelled to do a lot of the things. Is my initial interpretation. Hope you guys are ready for more literature analysis with Midnight Zero. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it. I know, I actually like it quite a bit. I'm totally into the sort of more abstract analysis aspect of things. No, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. I see. It's still hard for me to tell what it's about, though. Don't worry, Monica will explain. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling. Or a conversation with the reader. That's so cool. I love that sort of concept. This happens a lot of times with pieces of art, especially like modern art or something like that, where people look at something and they're like, what does it mean? What's it about? What's it supposed to say? And something that I've learned from, a couple like media theory classes and such, is it's not always about the meaning or some particular message, but conveying a feeling, right? So experiencing some piece of art can make you feel in a way that words probably just can't capture. And that feeling, to convey that feeling, is really the intent. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when you might change your mind. Or when something unexpected may happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing? What am I even talking about? Fourth wall shattered. And that's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Great, so I'd imagine some big things are going to be coming up soon. Alright, well, we'll chat with Yudi again. We'll go probably with the same order as last time. Let's see what you've written for today. Yudi stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Sunahara, this one might even be better than yesterday's. How'd you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yudi visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty, palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms. I'm not used to this. Used to what? I don't know. It's fine, take your time. Being complimented? Or... Yudi breathes and collects her thoughts. I know that Yudi likes to think before she speaks, so I offer that patience to her. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess? Aw, it probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy. I think that's a very human, feeling, right? A lot of people appreciate when their efforts are acknowledged. Are you saying you've never shared your writing before? Yudi nods. What? Really? I don't believe it. That's crazy. And she said she writes all the time, but she's never actually shared any of it? I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me. Do you really think that? Again, Yudi nods. Even your close friends? She doesn't have any close friends. Yudi doesn't respond to that. I wonder why. Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today? Yeah, I do. If it's with you. Aww. Whoa, the music changed too. Okay, what do we got here? The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity, the raccoon, an urge. Oh, I already get the symbolism. Aww. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. The raccoon is taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Oh no, this imagery is so dark. So, for those of you that's not immediately apparent, Yuri is definitely talking about self-harm here, where she first gave in to the temptation to cut herself as a means of potentially distracting from the real world, or to experience physical pain in hopes that it masks emotional pain, or something like that. And that in doing so, she's essentially fed this animal that now comes back more and more, and it's this kind of positive feedback loop that she finds herself stuck in, probably now. Oh, it's such dark imagery, but so accurate. Oh, I feel so bad for Yuri. This is something you should never have to resort to. And if you ever do, I mean, please be sure to talk to people. It's something that you can get around and can get over, but you need a support network. You need people to help, because obviously, as it's being, demonstrated here, this is like a hungry animal that keeps coming back for more, that gets progressively more aggressive and expects more and more from you, and it gets easier and easier to give into it, especially as you essentially cut more and more. Oh, the feels are real. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's. I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about. That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them. Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean. Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I want to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them. Why do you keep them to yourself? Because they're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Sunahara? Well, yeah, I guess I do. I feel like everyone has a little something like that. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities. True dat. Even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now. I feel like that's not really what she's getting at with this poem. I think what she's saying here is very true and a very valid point, but I also think she's kind of masking the very dark, probably depression and such that are being hidden in the closet here. But I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, Sunahara. That's exaggerating a little bit. It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing, but now I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling, and you're to thank for that. It's nothing, really. Yuri smiles sincerely at me. For just a moment, her timidness seems to disappear. I'm glad we're at least becoming an outlet for Yuri, right? Like, everybody needs some sort of outlet for their emotions and their feelings. And writing to yourself can be one of them. It really can be, but I don't think that alone will suffice. So having someone there to express those feelings to is really important. Alright, let's move on to Natsuki next. What's going on? Well, it's not really any worse than your last one, but I can't really say it's any better either. I mean, I'd imagine, right? We saw in a couple episodes ago, Yuri and Natsuki are like polar opposites. So the more Yuri comes to appreciate our writing, Natsuki's not going to. Phew. Huh? Phew what? Well, anything that isn't a train wreck, I'll take as a win. I get the feeling you're probably the most critical. Hey, what makes you... Wait, maybe that was a compliment? Glad to see someone recognizes my experience. Well then, keep practicing and maybe you'll be as good as me someday. That's, something tells me Natsuki completely missed the point. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday. Huh? You think so? Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type. Sayori has a type all of a sudden? Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight. Yikes. Are we really that boring? Oh, that was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way. If it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way. And I do appreciate that, when it comes to friendships and even, more serious relationships, having those sorts of differences that keep each other in balance are really important. Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here. Amy likes spiders. Oh boy, man, these poems are getting a lot longer. Amy likes spiders. You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. Doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. Doesn't matter if she keeps it private. Doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers. And I'm gonna tell everyone. Whoa, that's dark. And this is so a mindset that's just not productive, right? Why completely write off someone for one thing? And just not at all be able to move past that. Appreciate other aspects of them. Maybe, I'm not sure if she feels this way about someone or she's been the victim of this sort of thought process. Interesting. Not bad, right? It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's. Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do. Oh, of course not. My bad, Natsuki. Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies, and it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk. Do you know people like that? Of course, it's about how everyone thinks that doesn't matter. It can be about anything. Is it about her manga collection or something? Maybe? I wrote it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out, they'd make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things. Huh, that's funny. I mean, yeah, she makes a very valid point. As much garbage as I give Natsuki for her attitude and everything and being the tsundere, she makes a very valid point here. Yuri wrote about something similar today. Huh? Did you say Yuri? Oh no. Oh no. Yeah. Well, I also think Yuri's hobby per se that she's, hiding is a little bit different than Natsuki's. I mean, we also might just not know Natsuki as well, but she said her poem was about an unusual hobby of hers. I didn't really get it, but she said something similar to you. That people shouldn't make each other feel insecure about those things. Really? Well, I mean, Yuri's pretty weird, so I wouldn't doubt that she has some weird hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's not like I would judge her or anything. Ooh, realizing her own limitations, realizing that she needs to take her own advice. Natsuki has trouble finding words. I guess I should try not to be so mean to her. If she feels insecure about her weird behaviors and stuff, I mean, I always hate people who make me feel insecure, and Yuri made me feel insecure yesterday, but the way you put it, it sounds like she's learned her lesson. Well, I would say so. It sounds like she already knew it. Even if her writing style is really different, I'm sure she'll appreciate the message in your poem. It's what I do best, after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. You can also think about feelings. Shout out to Zero Thought, interpreting emotions, right? Emotions are kind of like a symptom, kind of like a signal to yourself that you can interpret, you can think about, you can analyze and use for the future. I'm going to write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it. Oh, we have more poems to look forward to? Alright, so lastly we have Sayori. What's she going to have to say? Ooh, I like this one, Tsunohara. It has some nice feelings in it. Oh, I'm glad. Does that mean it's better than yesterday's? Let me think. I don't know. I guess I like them both. Oh my goodness, typical Sayori. That's not very helpful, Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad. That's why I just go by my heart. If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem. What a feeler. I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place. Yeah, me neither. Sayori, you crack me up. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought? Aw, you want to try write something for me? That's so sweet. Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point. Eh? Well, maybe she already has been. I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind. Well, whatever. Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both. There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Are we gonna get to choose? Bittersweet? Oh, I was gonna say ambivalent. As you know, it's one of my favorite words. Bittersweet, yeah. And I like things that are happy and things that are sad. Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori. Well, I like happy the most, but sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug. What imagery? Just imagine this little rain cloud getting like a cute little hug and make a nice happy rainbow. Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic. It is? Maybe I'm getting better at expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Sonata. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay? What do we got here? Bottles. And whoa, that is a long one. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in a bottle, all in a row. Oh, this is gonna be the turn. This is gonna be the twist. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle is starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies, digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done, I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something. But all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. Whoa, there's the dark twist, guys. So if I had to interpret something like this, I would say it's that Sayuri tries to be a positive force for all of her friends, maybe to the point of forgetting about herself. She keeps taking a lot of the positivity from herself and arguably draining herself in the process. And her friends that were originally the benefactors of this positivity that she was giving, this positivity to, are now doing better, but even if not doing that much better, are starting to be concerned about Sayuri's health, Sayuri's mental condition, because it seems that she's giving way more of herself than she can afford to do. And it's like these happy thoughts aren't even actually taking that much effect. Maybe to an extent this also expresses Sayuri's frustration or feeling, kind of helpless at her friend's negativity, her friend's sadness, and unable to do anything with it. Maybe this is all she can think of to do, and she feels like it's not working, and she's maybe exhausting it, maybe trying to hope that by ramping up whatever she is doing, it'll be more effective, but it's not. And so she's feeling kind of hopeless in the prospect, and she's kind of trapped in that loop where she keeps draining herself in an attempt to help her friends, and her friends are trying to get her out of this loop, but it's just not registering. It's just echoes. If I had to guess. If I had to guess. Holy crap. Sayuri, did you really write this? Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever? Yeah, but I didn't expect something like this coming from you. Monica taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. I see that. It's almost kind of creepy. Creepy? Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. She just talked about how she likes bittersweet. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it. Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic. You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope to keep it up. Yeah, writing's the best. I'm gonna keep writing until I die. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayuri's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times. Hopefully not, but seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room... Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. There's a festival coming up. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. Admittedly, what do you have to lose, right? It's not like you're going to embarrass yourselves and then lose any members that are already in the club. And it doesn't seem like you're gaining members at any non-trivial rate, really. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Simple and clean. We don't need much more than a few decorations. Sayuri has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be doing a maid cafe or something like that. We're going to be performing. Monica. Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us is going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. It's actually a pretty neat event. Sadie's putting it on all the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Sadie, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? I do think it's a bad idea to commit your club members to something they don't know about. Well, no, it's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know? There is no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, no, Sayori, I understand where they're coming from. Do you? Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. Yeah, no kidding. So I'm sorry. I guess this is just the introvert in me, sympathizing with Natsuki and Yuri here. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, because there's so much less, or there's not anything more to literature than poetry, right? It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? I know you do. I mean, if we're talking about Tsunohara's reason for being here, I mean, just have the girls perform. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit. Well, maybe, but it looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. Alright. Whew. Thanks, Natsuki. And are we just not going to be listening to Yuri at all? What about you, Yuri? Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces. I guess I don't really have a choice. That's everyone. Wait, you accept that as a yes? You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously going to be the death of me. Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way. Monica, this is too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? Oh no. Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course, typical Sayori. Now, let's see. Monica flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium. The title of this poem is The Way They Fly. And we're actually going to listen to this poem in the next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was pretty fun, actually, reading everyone's poems and kind of trying to dig a little bit, between the lines and see what they might indicate about the character, the struggles they have, the feelings they have, and do a little bit of literary analysis ourselves. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys are actually enjoying this sort of analysis, and maybe, you know what, if you guys haven't seen this game before, share what you guys think the poems are about. If you guys agree with my analysis, if you think there's, maybe I'm stretching things a little bit, I'd appreciate a little bit of feedback there too. And I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with this festival. I can feel the game slowly, getting darker and darker. The dark that was being hinted at, foreshadowed in the very beginning of the game, is definitely starting to surface a bit more, and I'm just waiting for it to burst through the seams. So, brace yourselves. And obviously we talked about some deeper, some potentially triggering topics today. So again, I want to remind, this game says this game is not suitable for children or those that are easily disturbed. And I will retroactively add trigger warnings to the descriptions. If you are looking out for something, you can look there, of course, as well. So do keep that in mind as we move forward, and things are probably going to get even darker. And yeah, thanks for the support. Hope you guys are looking forward to the next episode. But until then, this has been Night Zero, and this mission is complete.